Hello everyone, so I am Priska Irma Sari and I am from 3B BIKBP Polynema. So today I would like to present my infographic. So my infographic is about Global Maritime Choke Points Crisis 2024. And I made this article and I use from the UN Trade and Development. And the title of the article is this. The vulnerability of supply chains exposed as global maritime choke point come under pressure. So basically, this article discusses how global ship freight export is being disrupted due to problems in a major maritime routes. And then, before I explain the infographic, I would like to briefly explain the main idea of the article. I'm sorry. So, the article explained the global trade, and it depends heavily on several important shipping routes, such as the Panama Canal. This is the route or the location. So they are really heavily rely on Panama Canal roads, and then the Suez Canal, and also the Red Sea here. However, these routes are currently under pressure due to geopolitical conflict and climate change, and which is that case is disrupt global supply chains. So now I will explain the problem in my infographic. So first, there is the problem is road disruption. So there is disruption at major maritime choke points, and this happens because of conflict, such as in the Red Sea, and also environmental issues like low water levels in Panama Canal. And this condition reduces the number of ships that can pass through this route. And then the second one is ships are forced to take longer alternative routes. For example, instead of passing through the Suez Canal, many ships must go around Africa here. Instead of passing this, they have to go to here, Cape of God Hope. And then this increases travel time significantly, of course. And the third one is the situation leads to the higher shipping costs. Because, yeah, we know that the longer roads require more fuel and higher insurance and additional operational costs. And in fact, one voyage can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars more. And this disruption also causes post conjunction, congestion, and the major part become overcrowded because of rerouting, which which is it was delayed the loading and unloading process. And then the impact of this disruption, the higher global prices, delayed deliveries, trade inefficiency, and vulnerable countries suffer more. Yes, so the article also highlight the impact of this disruption. Of course, the global prices may increase, delivery becomes slower, and supply chains become less efficient. And these developing countries are more vulnerable because they rely heavily on maritime transport. So next, I will explain the solution proposed in the article. So the first solution is improving the infrastructure and logistic system. This means upgrading the ports, So increasing capacity and also improving operational efficiency so that port can handle higher traffic even during disruption. And the second solution is um, alternative shipping routes and adapting logistic strategies. So here, companies need to be flexible by choosing the safer routes and adjusting their delivery planning um, to reduce the risk and delays. And then the third solution is developing low carbon shipping. So this involves using more environmentally friendly ship and fuels. Besides reducing emission, it can also improve long-term efficiency in the shipping industry. And the last solution is global cooperation. So we need to strengthening the global cooperation since this is a global issue. So the countries and organizations need to work together to create policies and improve the trade system and also ensure the smoother international shipping. And then, so the conclusion, this case shows that the global sea freight export is highly dependent on a few key shipping routes. And when those routes are disrupted, it affects not only shipping but also global trade and the economy here, the route. And therefore, the stronger infrastructure, the better strategies, and also the international cooperation are need to build the better and more resilient supply chain. That's all from my infographic. Thank you so much, everyone.